5 years ago, La Masia produced a world-class talent again. A 16-year-old Ansu Fati broke through into the Barcelona first team. From the moment he stepped onto the pitch, he played like he'd been there for a decade. Confident, dynamic, and with a spark of brilliance, Ansu was destined to become Barcelona's next superstar. But then, disaster struck in his second season with a serious injury. Ever since, things have never been the same. Injury after injury, Ansu's confidence seemed to fade. His once promising career at Barcelona began slipping away, especially during his loan spell at Brighton last season, where he struggled with injuries again. Now, the spotlight has shifted to younger talents like Gavi and Lamine Yamal, and it feels like Ansu's potential will never be realised. But hold on a second, Ansu Fati is still only 21 years old, and with a new manager at Barcelona, he might just have the chance for a redemption season. Do you still believe in Ansu Fati? I definitely do, and here's why. Now, I know the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Ansu is his injury record. What makes us believe he can finally stay injury-free? Well, with Hansi Flick now in charge, the chances of him staying healthy are much better. Flick is known for his attention to detail, and he's been extremely cautious with Ansu's training, using a specific schedule designed to prevent injuries. This is the kind of approach Ansu has needed all along. And while Ansu has been sidelined for the first 2 months of this season, that injury was just a minor foot issue. Nothing like the severe injuries to his hamstring and meniscus that set him back before. So if you're still worried about Ansu being injury-prone, don't be. Under Flick, he's in the best possible position to stay fit. But staying healthy is only part of the equation. The real question is, can Ansu Fati regain his form and become a key player for Barcelona again? It's important to remember that during the 2022-23 season, Ansu was mostly injury-free. He only missed about 6 days with a minor issue, yet he struggled to make an impact, scoring 10 goals and 4 assists. For a 20-year-old, it's good, but it was nothing close to what people expected. Many fans believed his Barcelona career was done, but Hansi Flick thinks otherwise, and that's a big deal. Flick's system gives players more freedom on the pitch, unlike Xavi's more structured approach, which didn't suit every player. Under Xavi, players like Rafinha and Ousmane Dembélé were given very specific roles. While that worked for some, it didn't bring out the best in others. Look at Rafinha, for instance. He struggled when confined to a particular role, but once he was given more freedom, he thrived. Flick's system, which allows players to express themselves more freely, could be exactly what Ansu needs to flourish. When Ansu first broke through, what stood out was his directness, dynamism, and intelligence. He made dangerous runs in behind defenses and linked up well with other attackers. In Flick's system, these traits will be key. He'll have the freedom to roam, which suits his style perfectly. It's almost like Flick's Barcelona is tailor-made for him. Now, you might be wondering, with players like Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo, and others in the squad, will Ansu even get playing time? It's a valid concern, but Ansu's versatility is a huge advantage. He can play on either wing, as a striker, or even as a second striker. With a packed schedule, Flick will rotate players to keep them fresh, and Ansu could maybe become his top choice off the bench, and even sometimes rotate as a starter. Ansu Fati could return soon after a foot injury he received earlier in the summer. Lastly, let's talk about Ansu's mentality. This guy's been through more pressure than most players face in an entire career. Breaking through at such a young age, wearing Messi's number 10 and being hailed as Barcelona's saviour, it was a lot to carry. But now, the pressure is gone. After his tough loan at Brighton, nobody expects much from him anymore, and that's a good thing. With no pressure, Ansu can play with more freedom and confidence, which he thrives on. Imagine if Ansu Fati one day leads Barcelona to win La Liga. It would be one of football's greatest comeback stories, and I'm all for it. Ansu deserves it. So, what do you think? Do you believe Ansu Fati can have a redemption season? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video.